Hey guys, it's me, your girl, Taylor Ann Wright. Welcome back to the chaotic channel and the chaotic thing that is my life. Here today on what is today? The 30th. It is a Monday. I mean, you know this. This is a live stream. Anyway, this is why this is doubly exciting. Why we're here today, okay? Because this is my second to last day at work. Can we get a round of applause? Can we get a round of applause? Come on. We did it. We work camp for the winter. We overcame. We did it. We are here today, second to last day. And that means it's the last live stream here with this view. You're never, ever going to see this office ever again. And neither am I. And so it's the second to last day of work. I am also vlogging. I'll have you guys say hi to the vlog in a little bit. But this is my last day vlogging in here because the person that's replacing me is going to be in here from 9 to 5 tomorrow. So, I mean, we're done. We're freaking done. So I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, I wasn't going to stream initially yesterday. Natalie, we were working on what chapter we're going to be finishing today, hopefully. And she was like, I have this thing I have to do tomorrow, so I'm unavailable. But you can live stream because we usually live stream over on her channel every Monday. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to live stream. Like, I really don't want to, I just didn't want to do this chapter, to be realistic with you. And she was like, well, if you want to, you should think about it. And so I came into work today. I was pretty determined because where I'm at in chapter 27 is a very exciting, action-packed moment. So I was like, no, I'll feel motivated. I'll come into work. I have my laptop in here. I'm going to be ready to rock. Came into work today, was not ready to rock. So I told myself, Taylor, let's be honest, the real way you're going to get this done is if you live stream and have friends hold you accountable. So I took it to the next level and I am not going to end this stream until I finish chapter 27. So we're going to find out together if that is possible. I'll talk a little bit more about chapter 27 and stuff like that. I will say it is 10 o'clock for me in this time zone. And the person who is replacing me is going to be come in. She's going to be coming in at 1 o'clock. So I do have to be done by 1 o'clock my time. Hopefully I can finish chapter 27 by then. But let's go to the top here. We got so many friends in the chat. If you guys want to put in there, what you're working on. I did check this out. That's so exciting. Hootie writes is working on P.CM, which stands for Project Crime Mates. Wish you good luck on the challenge. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're going to be here for this whole stream. Thumbs up. Leah is finally editing some new videos. Very exciting stuff. If I don't get any words, I will cry. Been on a slump. Tell me about it. I'm right there with you. Kayla. Kayla's here. What up, bestie? Okay, yay. I'm working on the zero draft of a fiction novella. Very exciting. Okay. Updated your profile picture. Very exciting. Hello, Rachel, Leah. Oh my gosh, everybody, thank you. I'm sure this is about, my last day technically of work. Thank you guys so much. Yanni, Brianna, oh my gosh. Hey, Charlotte, we're here. We're ready to go work. Thank you so much, guys. That's so sweet. What subject? I don't know what in reference this was to, so let me know if you could give me a little more clarity. What subject? Okay, so we do have a question. I'm going to start it and we'll come back. Yeah, if you guys do have any questions, drop them down and I will do my best to answer them. Hold on. I will come to the Sapphire. One moment. We are going to be doing 40-minute sprints. Okay. Now the amount we talk is really everything is up to me. So I'm like, if we want to do a 10-minute sprint, I also get to decide that because I'm by myself. I do, but we have to finish this chapter. That's the whole point of the stream, Taylor Ann. So we'll see. I do have Flocus pulled up for 40-minute sprints. So that means with the math, we should be talking for about 20 minutes. So we do have some time to yap. So if you want to put some questions down below, could be about writing, could be about life. If you have questions about like travel, because me and Trevor travel full time. If you have questions about whatever, as long as it's appropriate and not too intrusive, I will answer. Sapphire said, working on my own fantasy story, and I always have you in the background. I keep rewatching The Writing Retreat. My project is called Dragon Kingdom. I'm on chapter 5 and I started it this year. That's so exciting. Heck yeah. And it's literally March. And the fact that you're that far in, that's so exciting. I also love the Writing Retreat vlog. I rewatch pretty much everybody's. I'll like do a round. I'll just rewatch everybody's. I love that. I'll be doing red pen edits in my project Alabama. Very exciting. Working on book 2 of my slow burnish workplace romance. Love. I've already written a couple of pages for 2 projects I'm working on, hoping to type them out on my docs to track word progress. Very awesome. Jade, hey Jade. Hi friends, this stream came at literally the perfect time. I've been in such a writing slump, and okay, so writing slump is going around, is what I'm hearing. I got a writing slump. Hootie Wright's got a writing slump. Something's happening. Something is happening in the air. Working on Wild and Free still. Ian, I'm also here, but I may need to do my job. Me, literally, at my job. Also true. If the phone does ring, if somebody does come in, I will have to depart for like 5 seconds. But we should be okay. We'll find out together, I guess. Just be patient with me, please, because second to last day of work. Okay, Rachel, I'm down. Okay, we're down. Working. This is perfect. I needed some productivity sprints in my life right now, currently at work, and needed something to get me through the Monday. Yes, 100%. Oh, thank you. This is Cinesnap from the really cheap. I don't even know what brand. Is it it's not Sally's. It might be Sally's. I don't know. It's like Instant Dry or something. For my progress, I am 13,701 words in my story, and I can't wait to continue my story. Love. That is so exciting. Again, any questions, drop them down below. Could be about writing. I am going to answer this one that we did get of what motivates you when you are in a writing slump. Okay, writing slumps. Okay. So there's a couple different things. A lot of the time when I find that I'm in a writing slump, I have you really got to dig a little deep for why. Like that's a big thing, is you got to dig deep in yourself, in your story, and really ask why is this happening? Why is there almost a roadblock? And I do think, there's a whole conversation about the difference between like writer's block and writing slump. And I think a writing slump, to me, when I feel like I'm in a writing slump, it's more motivational. Like I don't feel as motivated to pursue my project. And that could be a bunch of different things. That could be what's happening in your life situation. That could be where you're at in the story. If you're like in the middle of the book and it's one of those, like your stamina for writing is kind of waned a little bit. It could be just stress. There could be a lot of things that, are adding up to this writing slump. For me, because that's all I can speak about, but from my experience, when I am writing, if I do hit this roadblock or I hit this kind of slump where I'm dragging my feet to approach the draft, it is usually because something is wrong in the draft itself. But also it goes hand in hand. Like right now I'm in a very busy moment in life. Like just literally this past month has been kind of chaotic. So it's like, I know that, but also this story, there is a lot that I'm doing to it developmentally because I'm in my 3rd draft. So I am making a lot of changes to it, and it's overwhelming. And so I know that's just how it feels right now, and that's why I've been kind of dragging my feet to approach the freaking draft at all. But I also know that there are some things that are wrong with it that are stopping me from moving forward. And for me, if I don't have a solution to it, then I can't move forward. So I usually have to talk it out with Natalie, who's like my critique partner, story partner, I don't know, whatever you would call it. But she and I like really have to talk through this plot point, whatever I'm at that is stalling me, usually in drafting. I think you're drafting, right? Hootie writes. And so for me, it's like usually whatever the previous thing is that I wrote, something I wrote was wrong. So that could be the way I wrote a character. That could be where this is happening, even the plot point sometimes. And I'll have to rethink kind of how I go into it and stuff like that. But a big thing that helps me is live streams, is vlogging, because it just holds me accountable. I think that's what helps me the most is I need the accountability to get into it. And even in this phase of writing right now, like the last thing I want to do lately is write, like the very last thing I want to do is open my document and start working. And I have a cheerleader and a coach. Well, more or less, I have a coach in Natalie who will literally text me and be like, I am calling you in 15 minutes and we are doing a 30-minute sprint. Whether you like it or not, I don't care what you get done. This is what we're doing. And so then sure enough, she knows me though. So as soon as I actually do start, I'm immediately sucked into it. And a lot of the time for me, the writing slump comes from just beginning. Like just getting started is honestly the hardest part. And as soon as I've started digging into it, I'm in the zone. I'm in the thick of it, and I just want to keep writing. So I hope that was helpful. I rambled on for quite some time. Oh, we have another question. Okay, let me star it. Okay. Oh, Rose. Hello. Hi, Taylor. Working on Project Heart's been working on and off this project since November 2025. Love this project. I'm currently in draft 0.5. Love your channel, by the way. I love watching the writing vlogs. Oh, thank you so much. Writing vlogs hopefully will make a resurgence on my channel. I have a hard time vlogging when I'm this deep in the revision trenches because, like I just said, I'm not in a very excited place with the story. So I'm focusing more on like vlogs, reading content, things like that. But writing vlogs will make a resurgence, especially when I start working on the third book again, Venture Alone. So everybody just deep breaths with me. It's going to come, okay? Hello, Taylor. Oh my gosh, hello. Which project is it that you're working on today? Sorry, I missed the beginning. No, you're good. I'm going to be working on Venture Below's second edition, which I don't think I've said actually what I'm working on today, but that's what I'm going to be working on. And we are on chapter 27. So this might be a good time to tell you what it is I'm doing exactly. So yeah, we've gotten our beta reader feedback, and I am implementing what people had, wanted to see more of or see less of and things like that. So I'm making those changes, and I'm in chapter 27, but Natalie and I were talking through the plot and just kind of the structure of how things are flowing. And it is best for me to insert a chapter. So I am writing a new chapter kind of from scratch at the moment, which I love drafting. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing because I am at the same time editing myself as I'm writing. I'm a lot more critical right now in this way I'm drafting than I normally am. Like with drafting, like a draft one, I am just having a jolly good time. I'm not worried about my lines. I'm just, writing it. And this time I'm trying to make it a little more polished since we are in a third draft. But I still am going to do another line edit pass after this one, but it's fine. So that's what I'm working on. So today I have to finish chapter 27 or we don't end the stream, period. Okay. I recently went to a library after forever of not going. How long do you stay there to do some writing stuff? Ooh, okay. I'm going to start this and come back to it. I will come back to it. One last message. I use TrackBear and I also have a Rapunzel retelling story. However, I wanted to try a different topic first before I commit to the retelling for the story. I'm currently in 8,433. That's incredible. I'm a big proponent of writing what makes you happy. 100%. I've come to realize that for me, at least, writer's block is actually simple proof that part of the story is not yet ready to be written. Yeah. Yep. Slumps for me is mental. Yeah. Mental overwhelm. 100%. Yes. I hope that helped. I I've noticed YouTube doesn't notify me about live streams until they're over lately. LOL, glad it showed up. I'm really glad it showed up on your home feed too. Okay, I'm going to go backwards with the question because this one's kind of on my mind. But I recently went to the library. So how long do you stay there to do some writing stuff? As long as you want, as long as your heart wants. I'm personally really excited because where we're going to be at this summer, I'm going to get a library card. There's a bunch of libraries in that area. So I'm going to be visiting a lot of them and working there. But I think, as long as you're being respectful of the space around you and other people, and obviously the hours of the establishment, the limit doesn't exist. You could stay there and lock in for as long as you need. As long as you need. Okay, let me. We're gonna go back here. Okay, how do you stick to one project and not? You're asking the wrong person, Leah. You're asking the wrong person. I'll tell you what I do, which may not be advice to take, but I'm going to tell you what I do to avoid the shiny new project. I give myself a day to indulge. Okay. So right now, obviously working on Venture Below. And what I will do, like for example, a few days ago, I have an idea for a project that has been kind of ruminating around. It's called Project Agency. I've probably never really talked about it here except in mentioning it. And for some reason, the idea started to evolve, and I started to chase the shiny new project. Like this was literally, I think, like last week. I was talking to Kayla about it. I think it might have been last week. And I started adding a ton of stuff on Pinterest. I made a new Scrivener doc. I started dumping all of this character information. I started finding names and so I started going in. And I gave myself like 2 or 3 days to just vomit up any idea I had for this project. And then you have to look away. You have to, I guess, almost prioritize what it is you want to pursue in that moment, because you could get sucked into this never-ending, unfinished place with your projects. But again, this is your life, bestie. So you can do whatever the hell you want. But that's what I personally do is, if I'm really excited about something or I have an idea, I will write it all down. And if I'm still feeling it, like I'll kind of go back to that place and jot a few things down and, add to my whimsy, but then I'll keep my eye on the prize as best that I can. But yeah, for Project Agency, I have, oh gosh, you guys, we started coming up with names. I started coming up with like hierarchies. I started digging into that project, and I had to look away because I 100% would start writing that right now. And even with my rom-com, I started working on that project when I was in a place with this story where it was resting. So I had given off Venture Below second edition to beta readers. And in that time, I was like, well, I need something to do. So then I started my secret rom-com, which is now well over 60,000 words, I think. And I think we just hit the midpoint in that book. So that's going to be a chunky rom-com that she will, as in me, will have to figure out at some point. I hope that helped even a little bit with your question, Leah. Let me scroll down. Okay. I like to leave on a cliffhanger when I go into a writer's block to help me back to be excited in writing and returning. Yeah. I really don't want to write mystery fiction. I literally want to put that down and write fantasy. That's valid. Yeah, also follow your gut. If you want to start, then go ahead. Like I said, every rule is meant to be broken, and it is all determined by just who you are as a person. So you got to follow your heart, and you got to go your own way. You got to go your own way. I do have a cup of coffee. Pretty excited. I got quiet because there's no more questions and it is time for us to write. And I'm not excited about it. Okay. A random phone call. Get out of here. Well, friends, I give myself room to work on a side project after I hit the word count for the main one. Yeah, that's also valid. That's the thing. I think the more you write, the more you're going to find out what works best for you. I know. Good luck, everyone. Okay, so I left off on a very exciting, action-packed, just for those of you who have read Venture Below, Leo, the love of my life and Kayla's life, is going to be beating up this bad guy that has been talking crap to our love interest. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. And hopefully I'll have a last line to share with you. That's something to note. Be prepared. We're going to be saving our last lines. We're going to be sharing them with the class when we come back after this 40 minutes. And also, please, I'm begging you during this time, if you want to procrastinate a little bit, just ask me some questions and I will star them and answer them when we come back. And yeah, that's that on our 20 minutes. So you got this too, Rachel. I'm good with 40 minutes. Perfect. Leo. Okay, we got this. Yeah, don't overthink it. Everybody, we're here to have a good time. Let just today be that we're here to have a good time. Let just think today, no pressure. We're just going to have a good time and write. Okay? Okay. Let me put this up. I'm going to go start it, guys. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Hi, friends. Hello. Welcome back. Everybody. Set your pens down. Come on back. Hey, that's okay. Didn't get any writing done. Mainly worked on my Spanish homework. That's okay. Productivity, writing, whatever you got to do. We're doing it together. That sound startled me. I did turn it down a little bit. I hoped it wouldn't be too loud. I'm still being productive no matter what you did. Yeah, exactly. It's still being productive. I forgot my note. I forgot to note my starting word count, so I have no idea. That's okay. But some words maybe 100. Awesome. Yeah, let me know how you did, or what you did. I did good. So this is where the state of the chapter I was working on was at. Is chapter 26. I had completed, and where it left off, like what would need to happen in 27 did not sound like a good time to me. So I didn't start chapter 27 with what should have been the beginning of 27. I started more like in the middle of 27 and wrote that out a few days ago. And so today I wrote the beginning of 27 and bridged it together with what I had previously wrote. So I wrote a total of 382 words, but my chapter total right now is at 1,300. And I took a pause, I took a breath, I read a little bit, got a refill on my coffee because I'm not done with the chapter. I need to now write some introspection for Adelaide. And basically, she is going to come up with this plan. She is going to come to this conclusion. And so I need to write this train of thought happening. And I just was not in the headspace for doing that. So I am going to do that though during our next sprint. But I was like, I have 5 minutes left of this one. Let me have a little mini break, Okay, so let's go back up here. Let's see. Okay, Charlotte working on some character profile developmental stuff for a novella. Very fun. Okay. Got through chapter 1 and remember why I set the project aside. Valid. Finished chapter 5 and starting chapter 6. Awesome. No, I think my sound was just up high. I joined late. Okay, no worries. Mostly working since I popped in. That's fine. As long as you're here, we're happy to have you. I forgot to turn on word count, so I don't know how many words I got. That's okay. As long as you feel that was a solid amount of work, you're good. My story is going from elven tribe to human camp, and it flips back and forth between each area. That's really cool. Too many words. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Any questions? Because we are going to be yapping for like 20 minutes. So, also last lines. So questions and last lines, drop them in the chat. The way that my heart just leapt out of my chest. Oh my God. Oh my God. I went to go to my Scrivener doc, and for some reason, it went backward. You know how I can like make you go backwards when you swipe on your trackpad? It did that. And my heart just sank. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to try to get to my document a different way. Let me go. Okay. So anyway, last lines. I'm going to try to find the last line of what I had actually written here. Let me see. No, I'll just read you the last line of this. Okay, so this is, I know, I mumbled as he shut the door. That's my last line. Okay, 942 words, and the last line of my chapter I finished is, "Don't worry, princess. I'll make sure no one touches you again. You have my word." Love. Yee. You're here. Are you sticking around? 150 because I didn't want to fix the POV just yet. That's a future me problem. Pro tip, I make my word count a different color before the start of each sprint so I know where I started. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Any questions? Again, any questions? Anything you want me to yap about? Just please let me know. Okay. Jasper knelt on Sparrow's other side, taking his hand. We'll get you through this. Sparrow's voice cracked. I'm scared. London presses forward to Sparrow's. Oh my gosh. What is happening? That sounds so heartbreaking. I returned the Lee Bardugo part. Podcast finished. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Last line, logically, she understood she was here to help the office, but the reality of how different life would be weighed heavily on her mind. That sounds like my life. Yeah. Love. Okay. When do you begin writing? In general, like overall, I'm going to star that question. Wait, oh my gosh. Everybody's commenting. I love it. Okay. Do you mean in general when I started writing, like period? I'm also starring the questions. Okay, so another last line. Every headline makes this feel less real. Ooh. Last line. Coffee makes so many people happy in the morning. I feel this line of dialogue in my soul. Most relatable. Yes, me with my emotional support cup of coffee. Okay, another last line from my writing last night. I turned to face the group, or at least where the group was. No one was there. Silence spreading across the valley other than the harmony of sinners. Ooh. Harmony of sinners. Love that. Last line. Everyone had gone for the night, so it was just me and Duncan on the roof watching the sunset as the sky began to fade from a golden orange to the dark shades of midnight blue. Love. Okay, yes, I got you. What year? Okay, I will come back and answer that. Another last line. She sits up with a huff, hair spilling all over the place, her eye bags drooping, her eyes warm and exhausted. Coffee. No thoughts until coffee. Literally me. Literally me. Okay, so when did I begin writing? Let me break it down for you. Okay, I'm 30 years old. I am a big 3-0. Okay, I'm 30 years old. And I started actively writing when I was a child. So probably like 8, I was typing on my family's computer, little stories I made up. So I don't know if that necessarily counts. But when I actually started pursuing like writing novels or sharing them with my friends was when I was, I want to say 8th grade. So I was 12 or 13. So quite a long time. I've been writing stories. I don't know what year. I'm not doing the math right now, but I'm 30 and I started doing it when I was like 13. So I think that's what, 17, something like that. Years. You got this. You got this, Hootie. Okay. What do you do to keep track of where you left off for an accurate word count? So I use Scrivener, but I think if you're using like Google Docs or something, it could be a good, I know some people use TrackBear. I really like spreadsheets. So you could like make your own little spreadsheet on Google Sheets or something. And it might be a good idea. I like on Scrivener though, when you look back through the history, it tells you like the total of what you wrote. And because like sometimes you're going to delete stuff, and especially when you're like revising and things like that. So I really like that I can look at the history and kind of see what I wrote overall. But yeah, maybe a spreadsheet, or like if you want to keep track in like a journal or something like that. And maybe you could put something like in your document that's like started here, and then you just, when you're trying to keep track of it at the end of the day, you could just delete that out. Or if you're in Scrivener, like it's giving me an updated amount of words that I'm writing at the very top. So that's how I know my word count. But oh my gosh, there's a little bug. It's officially summer. But that's how I keep track for my word count. Can you hype me up to finish this freaky drop? Hey, Cody. And I said all I needed to say. Okay. You know what I said. Old. You're old. Cody Wayne. We're like the same age. Okay. You're a little Aries gremlin though. So your birthday, when is your birthday? When is your birthday? Your birthday's coming up. Your birthday's coming up. Also, sound off your zodiac sign. Boom, boom. I found something for us to do. Boom. Okay, zodiac signs. Drop your zodiac signs down below. Okay. I just finished sketching a beautiful, beautiful map of my fantasy kingdom in my notebook. I adore it, and look at it. I can't stop looking at it. I love that. I love that so much. Also, you're 11? Oh my gosh. See, I started writing when I was 8, and then, I just progressively got more into it. And probably when I was around 12 or 13 was when I really started like diving deep into writing. So happy to have you here. Hopefully we can inspire you. How do you write a later draft? Do you start a whole new Scrivener project and tweak things almost from scratch? Or do you just go over the previous draft writing on top of it? Makes sense. That totally makes sense. I know everybody's different in how they do it. I personally like having a brand new document just because then I'll know I have the history. Like I have that one that is untouched and I'm not going to be making any changes to it. So I, what is it called? What is the word? I duplicate it. So if I, did draft 1, I'm going to duplicate that, do a draft 2, and then I will usually collapse down. Like if I'm having to rewrite the whole book, I'll collapse it all down into a folder and just have it tucked away. So if I am needing to go back to it, it's just right there in my document. But if it's more of a revision thing, then again, I will just duplicate from the last draft and then I'll go in and make my changes and stuff like that. But then I just like having the comfort of knowing if I royally screw something up, if I really hate the direction I took, if I, whatever, I can have the original document that's untouched. So I like to make new draft or like new documents for each draft. And that's just kind of how I've always done it. Even when I was on Google Docs, I would like to just have another copy of it so that I have, it's also a separate, in my head, it's just nice to have a separation of the drafts. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. For your 24-hour writing challenge, I like the idea of you coloring little shapes in. So I found a heart honeycomb shape to color in for every chapter I finish. That's so exciting. I love the trackers. I actually do have a tracker for this revision that I'm doing, and me and Cody made them together. So we both like came up with little things to doodle, and we are coloring them in as we finish each chapter. Like he's doing that for his project. I'm doing it for mine. I don't have it with me, which I know Natalie is going to yell at me for because she's like, you should keep that tracker on you, which is valid. But yeah, so I color in the shapes and everything like that. And it's so fun. It's just a little reward, it's a little reward. I would love to bring back the challenges and things like that, but in revision, and especially in the deep trenches I'm in right now, it's just not ideal for my mental health to do those big, extensive challenges and stuff like that. But they will be coming back most likely when I am working on the 3rd book, Venture Alone. So don't worry. It may take a second. But they will be back. And speak of the devil, who's here? Natalie Jane Shields. It's okay. We miss you. I miss having your presence here with me. But I'm happy to see you. Happy to see you in the chat. And yeah, period. I hope you got my message, Cody. It's time to lock in. Okay. Just finished reading Suckerfish by Ishani Lewis, and I think you might like it. Okay. One moment. Got it. Okay. Thank you very much. Wait, your birthday is April 6th. That's Trevor's birthday. Have we gone over this? Have we talked this? You have the same birthday as Trevor. Did I know? I don't know if I knew that. That's also my Lola's birthday. Is April 17th. Love you, Queen. Wow. I heard every word of that. Okay, we got a Capricorn, a Virgo. Yes. July Cancer. Okay. Love you. Love you. Taurus, love my Taurus. Virgo, yes, Virgo. There's so many Virgos. I love that. Okay, Aquarius. Okay. London is my favorite character so far, even Jasper in my book. Awesome. She said, I'm an aquamarine biologist. You're an Aquarius, Natalie. Oh my gosh. Okay. New release. So it'll be difficult to find in little libraries and things, but one to keep your eye out for, I think. Yes. And I was mentioning I'm going to have a library card in the area that we're going to next. So maybe they'll have it at, there's a lot of libraries in that area because it's like the Portland area. So there'll be a lot of different branches. So maybe I can find it and get it from the library. Started writing at 7. I love that. That's incredible. April Taurus, love. I'm 32, March 22nd, and I started writing when I was 10. Wanted to be an author since I was 12. I'm trying to go full-time this year after publishing a book a year since 2014. Don't give up, friends. Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, hello. Yes, we're still going. And we have like 3 minutes of yap left, and we're going to jump into another 40-minute. Oh, Natalie. Oh, she's gone. Oh, she's gone. I was going to tell her what I did, but she's gone. So she'll find out later, I guess. But yeah, so we're gonna do one more. Well, like the stream says, it ends when I finish a chapter. So we'll see if I finish this chapter in this 40 minutes. It is 11 o'clock and I do have somebody coming in. They're my replacement because this is my second last day of work and she's gonna be coming in at 1. So we will have to be done at 1 o'clock my time. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get this done. I need to catch up on my tracker because I've been locked in on writing. Yes, that's a good thing though. I also need to lock in and finish it. Perfect. Such a fun little reward. I'm 1,500 words away from coming. Yes, I love the track. I love that the tracking, like the coloring thing has like spread. It's just it's a little reward, you know, like we honestly, like we need that in our lives. We need a little bit of joy. And I love that. Yes, we have. Okay. See, so I don't know what part of my brain forgot that, but we're Valentine twins. Yes. September Virgo. Oh, and Aquarius with Virgo rising and Virgo moon. So it's okay. We are very close in our charts because I'm a Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo Venus, Virgo something else, Virgo something else, and then an Aquarius rising. So we're almost there. So I understand. So it's like crazy but grounded. Yes. I 100% know. Cancer. Okay. I've started writing around elementary with just short stories, and just enjoyed writing. Yes. That's honestly the best place to be. July Cancer. Awesome. I love it. Started writing when I was 7 and now I'm 19 and still writing. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Yes. Melody. Okay. Where did you make your book cover? Okay. My book cover, I had a friend. When did I publish? I published back in 2021. And I had a friend at the time who was a graphic designer and we came up with the cover design together. And I know enough about Photoshop to get by. I can do graphic design. Not very well, but I can do enough. And so we together made up Venture Below, the first book's cover, and then the second book, Venture Beyond, she had like a rough idea. And then we lost contact. We're still friends, but it's just she moved, I moved, we lost contact. But so I actually did the second book's cover pretty much all on my own. And then the third cover for Venture Alone, I am also going to be doing by myself. I have a very basic idea of what I'm envisioning for it. So we'll see what I can do. But yeah, so, a tutorial maybe. I don't think I have a tutorial up. I could possibly make one in the future, but I'm not very knowledgeable enough to, I love teaching. So I could teach what I do, but I won't be a good source. I'm sure there are a couple other videos that would probably be more beneficial, but I do have, in one of my older writing vlogs, when I was working on the second book, Venture Beyond, I did make the cover in the midst of one of those writing vlogs. So I'm so sorry, I can't remember which one. Maybe in the midst of this 40-minute sprint, I'll go back and try to find which video that was. But I did talk about a little bit of my process in that one. Hey, Paris, how's it going? Okay, I've been working nonstop, but hoping to outline the next chapter of my book this stream. We shall see. I love it. Okay, okay. An Aquarius sun, Sag moon, and Libra rising. Wow. Okay, we got a lot of we're feeling a lot of things. That's good. Very balanced. Love. I think I was 12 and I'm 21 now, so I'm very happy. Oh, I love that. Okay, trying to finish Act 2 by the end of the month and have 2 scenes, 2 days left. So I need, yeah, you got this. I believe in you. Sorry, but oh no, you're not a bother at all. Where did you and Cody get Tracker? We just drew it ourselves. So we had like a big like sketchbook, and we just like talked it through together, and we're like, okay, let's draw a coffee mug. So then we drew a coffee mug and then put the number 1 in it for chapter 1. And then we were like, let's draw a tree. And then we drew a tree. That was number 2. And then as we complete it, we just color it in with like a crayon. So we didn't really find like any resource or anything for that. We just kind of made it up on our own. So it's really nice because anybody can do it. So I highly recommend checking that out. But you could also do it like I've done it in the past for like word count specific. So if I was like, oh, I want to write 100 words, then I'll put like a little bear and I'll put 100 in it. And then I'll be like, okay, I want to write 300 words today. So then I would draw like another tree. I don't know, but that's kind of how you could do it. So it's very fun. It's very creative. It's very fulfilling when you color it in. So highly recommend. My character London is like my character inspo. Love. My favorite female character in the Elven tribe is my main Fiona, and the male character in the human camp is, I will butcher that name. I am so sorry, but it looks really cool. Mav. Yep. Mav. Love. Okay, that is cool. I may try that because I'm waiting till adulthood to write an actual adult novel. Yeah, right now I'm writing lots of short, which is awesome. I say just keep going with the short stories. I think that's absolutely great. Yeah, it wasn't until I was a teenager when I started, thinking of these bigger, grander like stories, which mainly mine were vampires, let's be honest. The C is pronounced as a S, but short, yes, map is used. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, well, we went 3 minutes over our yap time, which means it's officially time. It's officially time to get to writing. Okay, I wish everybody good luck. Hey, just a note, everybody look at your current total word count to get an idea. So then you know after you write during the sprint what you got done, if you would like to. Perfect timing. I got to take this phone call. Okay, I'm going to start it, and I'll see you on the other side of 40 minutes. We were locked in. We were locked in, clocked in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think I finished. I think I finished the chapter. I will have to. I was working on the last sentence like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for the past probably like 5 minutes. So we'll have to see. I may tweak something. Anyway, lots of things happened while we were in that sprint. Let's see. I also love this. Friendly reminder, don't forget to take proper breaks and hydrate with water or whatever drink you have nearby. 100%. Oh, Miley, currently working, but wanted to drop some love. Also, Cody just posted an exciting short. Have fun. Yes. I don't know if you're still here, but it was so happy to have you. Yes, I was working for like the first 15 minutes of the sprint. But we'll see if I completed it. Thank you so much. And then I did see, if you have heard of Warrior Cats, literally my favorite series. I am trying to write a huge fan fiction on Google Docs. Love that. I've heard about it and saw animation videos of them on YouTube. I think the local library here in Ontario has a series. I could be wrong. With difficulties, it means you are committed, so keep the energy up and you'll do amazing things. Love. First place. I'm not sure what this is in mention of, but exciting things. So locked in. Love that. I got 686 words edited. Let's go. Woo. Locked in. We were locked in. Pumpkin the cat jumped up to write with me. Oh, my cat's name is Tomato. So that's really cute. I love that. Wow, I got 480 words with minor distractions. Very, very awesome. Sparrow, my second favorite character, is now in love, and Vina, I'm going to say, is a form of darkness, and she feels the same. I think I'm screaming in my mind. Whoa. Total words on my story with title, dedication, and 5 chapters is 15,331. I stopped after 185 words in chapter 6 because the hubby called me on Discord. Love. Switch from working on the novella to editing an upcoming vlog. Awesome. Give me the content. I love your videos. The first place is top fan. Gotcha. Okay, so like in the chat, I can't see that, but that is awesome. Didn't write, but started making a map of my gothic fantasy. Love. I got about 20 words with major distractions. Okay. Awesome. But yeah, I did want to shout out Charlotte's channel is incredible. So if you're wanting some more writing vlogs, check her out. I'll leave it up for a second as I talk about how it went for me. Like I said, I had to book like 4 sites for this person. So it took a lot to put them in the system and everything like that. So it took me a little bit of time. And then when I did dive in, like I said, it was a lot of introspection that I needed to do. So I really had to dig deep into how my character is feeling and what just happened, because they're processing a lot of things. So it was interesting. I had to dig a little deep to a dark place to pull it out. Yeah, just subbed. That's what I'm saying. Yes, go subscribe, fellow authortuber. We gotta love others in this community here. Yes, no matter how small the progress is still progress. Yes, I don't know. Let's go check it out. Okay, so my total written for today, I don't remember what I had before. I think it was like almost 400, like 3 something. My total that I wrote for today is 867 words. So that's pretty exciting. I'm really proud of that, actually. And I did complete chapter 27. So I just need to, I think, oh, hold on. Focus is still focusing. There we go. Okay. The break just like automatically went. So we had like 2 seconds before it dinged again. But anyway, I feel really good about it. If you guys want to drop your last lines, that would be awesome. Let's see. Oh God, the hardest thing when I can't even process my own thought. Literally. I was like, how am I supposed to process her thoughts when I don't even know what's going on? How are we meant to process a made-up character's thoughts? Literally. Laundry and folding clothes instead of writing because I was tired of living like a gremlin out of the basket. Valid. My total is 22,595. That's incredible. And yes, we did it. But so yeah, any last lines? Let me know. Last lines. Don't shoot it, Saturn yelps. I run in behind Axel. taking in the chaos as quickly as I can. Wow. Last line, constructive admiration sounds suspiciously like flirting. Oh. Can I give you it even though I got inspired? Yeah, of course. Last piece of folded clothing was a pair of fleece leggings with reindeer on them. Okay. I love that you gave the last article of clothing. That's incredible. Okay. And then I'm going to go scroll over and see what mine was. I'll just read this a little bit. Okay. It's like 3 lines technically. I'm still going to tweak stuff. I'm not completely sold, but it's good enough. Okay, so this is the ending of chapter 27. Okay, so after we've gone through this introspection, this is our conclusion. Okay, manipulating them like this wouldn't be hard, and I hated the way that tasted on my tongue. It was a weapon the queen had taught me to wield, and until now, I was never desperate enough to wield it. Maybe somehow I could use a curse like that for good. What do we have? Okay. Venus stepped closer, her forehead resting against his. I didn't know I could feel this way. Sparrow's wings fluttered gently behind him. Neither did I. Their lips met again, still soft, innocent. I love that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is part 1. So I think we'll get a part 2 from Sapphire. I think I'll wait for that one until I see part 2. I'm going to wait for that until we see part 2. Remind me in case I forget, okay? Okay, last line from Warrior fanfiction. Maverick pushed back on his haunches and pounced, kicking up leaves off of the forest ground. Love. Dude, what's up? Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Perspective of a cat named Maverick. I love that. She's a writer. Honestly, I do feel like I was cooking with that introspection place. Like I said, I had to go to a dark place. I had to dig deep. Okay. And it was intense, but I like, and that's big word here, but that's the juxtaposition, is that she knows this is bad. She knows she shouldn't be doing this, but like this whole thing, the antagonist is the queen, is her mother. And so now she's like, this is something I was raised to use and I never have. But in trying to do good, we must use an evil thing to get through that. Okay, now Sapphire, we've got part 2, so here we go. I thought I wasn't going to survive as Thomas went overboard. When Thomas swung his arm, I thought, this is the end. And before I knew it, I was hit and went unconscious. I screamed the pain. Little dear, you weren't screaming or moving. You were still as a log. My face goes pale, white at Mav's words. Oof. This was in the human camp. Oof. Ooh, I love the tension. Ooh. Okay, I love drawing maps in my free time. Maybe I'll show you them later or we'll see them later in your books when I'm older. Yeah, that is so fun. I love that. I'm not very good at drawing maps. I'm not really good at drawing, although I want to be. That's one of my 2026 goals, is to pursue art. And even though I won't be good at it at first, I want to get better at it because I love doing it. Okay, LOL, earlier this year, I started getting hypervigilance symptoms from work, and I was like, oh, I could use this for my MC research. Love. You going to the dark place made me think of this. Yes. I mean, you gotta tap in sometimes to that place. And this is one of the things I'm beefing up a little bit in this edition is, I guess, spoilers for Venture Below. It's been out since 2021, but so Adelaide, our main character, she loses her memories for a portion of the book, and she does get them back. And when she does, I dug a little bit deeper in her, I guess, emotional state, getting all these memories back, and how that would affect you. She's lost a lot of people. She's seen a lot of people die, a lot of people she was close to. And so I'm kind of writing it in this way where it all feels like it's happened again. So it's almost like, you have the grief, and I'll say, like, grief is a very hard thing. And I think that's also why it's really important for me to write this, is like grief is always there, but over time it's waves. You know what I'm saying? And so like in this instance, she's feeling it as if she just lost that person again. And so it's all super raw and it's horrible. So I was like, and that's something I'm really digging into with this edition is like, it's all a lot heavier, you know, like in the first edition, she was a lot more, okay, cool, got my memories back. RIP to them. Let's move forward with the plan. And now I'm like, no, let's like think about it for a second, you know? Okay, so Mav is the older brother to Astria in the human camp. Astria was struck by Thomas for context. Love it. I think it will save the journey for when Wild and Free is done because they go together in a way. That's awesome. The way we incidentally write things we go through in our books sometimes is tough to look back at. Yes. And oh my gosh, Tia! Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Yes. I mean, I rarely stream, so but so happy to have you here. And yes, it is free therapy. And that was something that Natalie kind of challenged for me is this book is kind of a way for me to heal that experience because I very similarly to Adelaide, I wrote this book initially in 8th grade. This was my 8th grade book that I rewrote in my 20s. And so I wrote it in a time when I needed to process my grief because I had lost my father when I was in 7th grade. And so Adelaide loses her father. And so that was something Natalie challenged. She was like, hey, you have this experience. You know what it's like, you know? And so she's like, you should write a little bit more from that place and give it more emotional weight. And so I feel like it's really benefited the story, but also me. Like you're saying, like it's been free therapy in a way. So it's been good. But yeah, I'm really liking this little bit of introspection specifically that I just wrote of her. There was one line, hold on. There was one specific line I really liked because I also have it more where her memories are like flashing. Like sometimes they just overwhelm her and she's like remembering like a little memory or something. And one of them that I actually really liked, hold on. Don't go away. Okay, so yeah. All I could hear in the emptiness of the room was the beating of my own heart. It thundered away in my skull as memories slashed to the surface. Wandering the rose gardens aimlessly. That's spoiler. I'm not going to finish the rest of that sentence. Younger days with Rose when I thought sunny days full of pastry and laughter would last forever. Then the cloud of darkness that took over my life the first time I encountered true loss. Finally, the scream that tore my throat raw as I screamed Blank's name over and over again. Even now, as I slumped onto the bed, it was still hard to swallow. Yeah. So we're digging deep. We're digging deep. Anyway, thus concludes the stream. I've always written poetry. But thank you. Thank you. I actually literally have like a whole poetry collection that will probably never see the light of day because I wrote it in my dark early 20s. Yeah, our girl is going through it. And it's so interesting to write cause she's almost like two different characters because when she loses her memory, they give her a name and her name is Blue. And so when she's Blue, she doesn't have all of the grief and all of the pain that she's experienced. So she's a lot more naive. She's still very, I guess, protective of herself in a sense and stuff like that. That's still there. Like this self urgency and you know what I'm saying? Like that's still there at some level, but she's even in her own mind. I don't want to say more optimistic, but that might be it. And then now that she's got this back, she's a lot more sullen and like, oh, oh, you know what I mean? She's going to be okay. Well, I just realized I could put other tab on my monitor instead of switching tabs so much. Oh, that's a good idea. I also have a poetry collection that will never see light to either. Little to you. Yes. I wrote that poetry collection from, I want to say, 18 to 23. And that was like the darkest time in my life. So we won't be showing that to the world. I'm thinking on calling the novellas Side Quest 1 for Human and Side Quest 2 for Elvin when write the novellas. That is so cool. I love it. It is officially 12:19 though, friends. And so we are going to call it for our last stream in the office here, because tomorrow is my last day of work here in Moses Lake, Washington. And I'm going to be going to the Portland area. And that's where I'm going to spend summer. And I'm really excited because I'm going to be able to stream again in my office or my desk, whatever you want to call it, in my RV. The reason I couldn't hear is because the internet was booty. So luckily where we're going, they have Wi-Fi and it's going to be so much better. The vlogs are going to be I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for summer. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm just eager for the future, so I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see you probably next Monday over on Natalie's channel. I don't want to say that with a promise, so just store that away, because we honestly haven't talked about it, but it's nice to have that set time of when we're going to be working together. So yeah, just go to Natalie Jane Shields' channel. We stream every Monday. We might be streaming off and on, like my channel one week, her channel the next, since now I can stream. But I love you guys so much. And I will see you somewhere else on the internet.